Hello, everyone. Welcome to English in Fluency. My name is Alex, and I am so happy and so excited that you have chosen to be here today. This is our special podcast designed just for you, for B1 Intermediate English learners. This is your time to practice, to improve, and to build your confidence. My goal here is not to speak too fast and not to speak too slowly. I will try to speak at a clear, natural, and comfortable speed. I want you to be able to follow along, to understand the main ideas, and to learn new words and new ways to express yourself in English. Before we begin our big topic today, I want to say something very important to you. Please, and I mean this, please do not worry. Do not worry if you do not understand every single word I say. That is not the goal. This is not a test. The goal is listening practice. Think of it like sitting in a cafe and listening to the people at the table next to you. You are just absorbing the language. You are letting the sounds, the rhythm, and the melody of English wash over you. The more you listen, the more your brain will naturally start to understand. It is a process. It takes time. So just relax, take a deep breath, and let's enjoy this time together. Your only job is to listen. Today, we have a very, very big topic. It is a question that humans have been asking for thousands of years, in every culture, in every country. It is a question that we all think about. The question is this: can money buy happiness? What is the real, true relationship between the money in our bank account and the happiness in our hearts? It sounds like a simple yes or no question, doesn't it? But the answer is perhaps the most complicated, the most interesting, and the most surprising answer in the world. It is not a simple yes, and it is not a simple no. The answer is yes, but, and no, but. The truth is that money is a tool. And like any tool, like a hammer or a knife, it can be used to build a beautiful life, or it can be used in a way that causes problems. It all depends on how you use it and what you understand about it. When we look around our world, we get thousands of messages every single day that scream, yes. Yes, of course, money buys happiness. We turn on the television and we see an advertisement. What is in this advertisement? It shows a beautiful man wearing a very expensive watch. He is driving a shiny black luxury sports car. He drives up to a house that is not a house, it is a mansion. It is made of glass and wood, and it is on a cliff overlooking a perfect blue ocean. A beautiful woman, wearing a sparkling diamond necklace, walks out of the house. They are both laughing. They look like they do not have a single problem in the world. They look perfect. And the message, the idea behind the advertisement is, if you buy this watch, if you buy this car, you will get this life. You will be this happy. We open our phones, we look at social media. What do we see? We see pictures of people on vacation in amazing, exotic places. We see them eating in expensive, fancy restaurants. The food looks like a work of art. We see them wearing perfect, new, fashionable clothes. And in every single picture, they are smiling. They are posing. They are showing us their best life. It is very, very easy for our brains to make a connection. We see money and we see happiness together, side by side, again and again and again. And so we start to believe they are the same thing. We start to think, my life is not like that. My apartment is small. My car is old. I am not on vacation. That must be why I am not as happy as they are. We think, if I just had more money, all my problems would disappear. If I could just win the lottery, my life would be perfect, and I would be happy forever. This is a very powerful, very common, and very normal way to think. Let's do a little experiment right now. Just a thought experiment inside your mind. Imagine, right this second, your phone rings. You pick it up. A voice says, "Congratulations! You have just won the grand prize in the lottery. $10 million is being transferred to your bank account right now." Wow. Just wow. $10 million. How do you feel in that first moment? Your heart is probably beating very fast. You feel a shock, an excitement, a joy that is so big you feel like you might explode. You are laughing. Maybe you are crying. You are jumping up and down. This is an incredible feeling. Now, think. What is the very first thing you would do with that money? What is the first thing you would buy? Be honest. Maybe you would immediately call your parents and say, "You are retired. You never have to work another day in your life. I am buying you a beautiful, comfortable house." That would feel amazing, right? To take care of the people you love. Or maybe you think, "I am going to buy my dream car. That red convertible I have always wanted." You can imagine yourself driving it, the wind in your hair. Or maybe you say, "I am buying a ticket, an airplane ticket to travel the world. First class. I want to see the pyramids in Egypt. I want to see the cherry blossoms in Japan. I want to walk on the beaches of Australia." All of these thoughts, all of these purchases, create a powerful feeling of excitement, of pleasure, of happiness. And this is true. Buying these things, especially in the beginning, would feel fantastic. But the real question, the deeper question, is this: does that feeling last? Is that powerful, explosive feeling of wow the same thing as deep, calm, lasting, everyday happiness? Or is it just a temporary or short-term feeling of pleasure that fades away over time? This is the mystery we are going to explore together today. The real answer, the truth that scientists and researchers have discovered, is much more nuanced. Nuanced is a great word. Nuanced. It means it is not black and white. It has many shades of gray. It has many small, different, important details. So today, we are going to look at those details. We are going to look at when money makes us happy, why it often stops making us happy, and what the real secrets to a happy life truly are. And I promise, by the end of this very long, very deep podcast, you will have a much clearer, much wiser understanding of this big idea. And you will have practiced your B1 English listening for a very long time. So, are you ready? Get comfortable. Let's begin this journey. First, let us talk about the big, obvious yes. We must be realistic. We must be honest. For a huge, huge number of people on this planet, the answer to "can money buy happiness?" is a definite, 100%, absolute yes. But, and this is the most important but, it is not for the reason we see in the advertisements. It is not because money buys sports cars, or mansions, or diamond necklaces. The reason is much more fundamental, much more basic, and much more important. Money, in this first, most critical stage, buys security. Let's talk about that word, security. S-E-C-U-R-I-T-Y. Security means safety. It means freedom from danger. It means freedom from fear. It is the feeling of being stable, of being okay. It is the feeling of knowing that you will be able to survive. How does money buy security? It does this by allowing us to meet our basic human needs. Basic needs are the things that every single human on Earth must have to live. They are not luxuries. They are not extras. They are the foundation of life. What are they? The first one, the most obvious one, is food. You cannot be happy if you are hungry. It is impossible. If your stomach is empty, if you have not eaten all day, your body is in a state of stress, a state of emergency. You cannot think about your goals, your dreams, or your relationships. Your brain has only one thought. I need food. I need energy to survive. If you are a parent, you cannot feel happy if your children are hungry, if you cannot give them enough to eat. That is not happiness. That is a deep, painful, constant worry. The second basic need is water. Clean, safe water to drink. It seems so simple, but many people in the world do not have this. The third basic need is shelter. Shelter means a place to live, a roof over your head, a home. It doesn't have to be a mansion. It just has to be a place where you are safe, where you are warm in the winter and dry when it rains. If you are homeless, if you are sleeping on the cold street, if you are worried that you will be kicked out of your apartment, you cannot be happy. You are in a constant state of insecurity. You can never relax. Your body is always on alert. The fourth basic need is safety. This means feeling safe from violence, safe in your home, and it also includes basic health. If you are very sick, if you are in pain, and you cannot afford to go to a doctor, you cannot afford to buy the medicine you need, you are not happy. You are suffering. Now, let's imagine a person. Let's create a character. We will call her Elena. Elena is a single mother. She has one small son who is 5 years old. Elena works very, very hard. She has 2 jobs. In the morning, from 6 a.m., she works in a factory, packing boxes. It is hard, physical work. In the evening, she cleans offices in a big building. She gets home very late, and she is so tired, her bones ache. She lives in a very small apartment. The building is old. The paint is peeling from the walls. It looks like old, dry skin. In the kitchen, the faucet, the tap, always drips. Drip, 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 all night long. The window in her son's bedroom doesn't close all the way, so in the winter, the cold air comes in. Elena works more than 60 hours every week, but she is still poor. She earns what we call a minimum wage, the lowest possible amount of money per hour. At the end of the month, she sits at her small kitchen table with all her bills. The rent for the apartment, the electricity bill, the gas bill, the bill for her son's childcare. She looks at the numbers, and she feels a tight, cold knot of fear in her stomach. She does not have enough. She is short, maybe $50. She has to decide. Do I pay the electricity bill? Or do I buy enough food for the whole week? This is a terrible, impossible choice. When she goes to the supermarket, she cannot buy fresh fruit for her son. She buys the cheapest food, rice, beans, bread. She skips lunch every day. She just drinks water. She tells her son, "Mommy's not hungry," so that he can have the extra food. Is Elena happy? Number. Of course not. She is not unhappy because she doesn't have a sports car. She is unhappy because she is in a constant 24-hour-a-day state of stress. That is the key word. S-T-R-E-S-S. Her mind is never, ever quiet. When she is at work, she is worrying about her bills. When she is at home, she is worrying about her job. When she is trying to sleep, her brain is racing. What if my son gets sick? I cannot afford a doctor. I cannot take a day off work, or I will be fired. What if the car breaks down? I have no money to fix it. How will I get to work? This is not a life. It is a survival. Now, let's imagine something good happens to Elena. Her boss at the cleaning company notices how hard she works. He sees that she is smart and reliable. He offers her a promotion. A promotion is when you get a better, more important job with more responsibility. She is now the manager of the cleaning team. Her new salary is not $1 million. It is not a huge amount of money, but it is more. It is enough. Let's look at Elena's life now. This month, she sits at her kitchen table with her bills. She adds them up. She looks at her paycheck. And for the first time in her life, she has enough. She can pay the rent. She can pay the electricity. And she has money left over. She goes to the supermarket. She buys chicken. She buys apples and bananas and milk for her son. She buys him a new pair of shoes because his old ones have a hole in them. She even has a little bit of money, just a small amount, that she can put into a savings account. An emergency fund, just in case. That night, for the first time in years, Elena sleeps all night. She doesn't wake up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart. The dripping faucet is still there, but now she can call a plumber to fix it. The cold air still comes in the window, but now she can afford to buy a small heater. Let's ask the question again. Did this extra money make Elena happy? Yes. 1,000 times, yes. It changed her entire world. The money was a tool that removed her unhappiness. It removed her constant, painful stress. It removed her fear. It gave her security. It gave her dignity. Dignity is the feeling of being worthy, of being respected. She can feed her child properly. That gives her dignity. She can sleep at night. That is peace. This is the first and most important truth about money. Going from poor to comfortable, going from a life of scarcity to a life of security, is the biggest happiness jump a human being can possibly make. When people, especially people who have always had enough money, say, "Oh, money doesn't matter, it's not important," they are forgetting this. They are forgetting what it feels like to be Elena. They are forgetting the feeling of that cold knot of fear in your stomach. For people in a situation of poverty, money is not about luxury. It is about survival. It is about health. It is about safety for their children. It is the freedom to not be afraid. This is the foundation. You cannot build a house without a strong floor. You cannot build a happy life if the foundation of your basic needs is crumbling. Money builds that foundation. So, we have established our first very important point. Money is essential for happiness, up to the point where our basic needs are met and we feel secure. But, and this is the great twist in the story, this is where the answer changes from a simple yes to a much more complicated no. Scientists, economists, and psychologists, people who study human behavior, have been fascinated by this question for decades. They have done huge worldwide studies. They have collected data from hundreds of thousands of people, in rich countries and in poor countries. And they measure two things. First, they ask, "What is your income? How much money do you earn per year?" Second, they ask, "How happy are you? On a scale from 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your life?" And when they put all this data onto a graph, a chart, they discovered something amazing, something that repeats again and again all over the world. What they found is this, just like we saw with Elena. As people's income goes up from a very low level, poverty, to a comfortable middle-class level, their happiness goes up too. More money, more happiness. More money, more happiness. The line on the graph goes up and up and up. People feel less stressed. They feel more secure. They can enjoy small comforts. They can take a small vacation. But then, something very strange happens. After a certain point, The line on the graph stops going up. It becomes flat. It's like climbing a mountain, and you get to the top, and it's not a peak, it's a plateau. Plateau. A plateau is a high, flat area of land. After you reach this happiness plateau, this comfortable level of income, getting more money does not make you more happy. In the United States, for example, studies found this point was around $75,000 per year. This number is different in different countries, depending on the cost of living, but the idea is the same everywhere. This means that the person who earns $75,000 a year is, on average, just as happy as the person who earns $750,000 a year. And the person who earns $10 million a year, or $1 billion a year, is not necessarily any happier at all. In fact, sometimes they are less happy. They have new, different kinds of stress. This is shocking, isn't it? It goes against everything those advertisements tell us. It means that after you have enough to pay your bills, to eat well, to live in a safe home, to save for an emergency, after that point, all the extra stuff, the sports car, the mansion, the designer watch, does not move the needle on your happiness. It does not make you feel better in your day-to-day life. Why? This is the big question. Why doesn't a 10-bedroom house make you 10 times happier than a 2-bedroom house? The answer is a single, powerful, and slightly sad word. The word is adaptation. Adaptation. Adaptation means that humans get used to things. We are amazing at it. We can get used to almost anything, and we get used to things very, very quickly. This is a survival skill. It helps us get used to bad things, but it also means we get used to good things. Let's think of a new character. We'll call him Mark. Mark works hard at his job. He has a comfortable life. He has a good apartment, a decent car. But he dreams of more. He really wants a brand new, expensive, fast car. He sees it in commercials. He thinks about it all the time. He truly believes, that if he had this car, his life would be better. He would feel successful. He would feel happy. So, he works extra hours. He saves his money for 2 years. He finally goes to the dealership, and he buys his dream car. The first day he drives it, he is in heaven. He is so happy. The new car smell, the powerful engine, the feeling of the leather steering wheel. He feels amazing. He washes it every weekend. He shows it to his friends. He is proud. This is happiness. For the first month, every time he gets in the car, he feels a little bit of that excitement. But what about 6 months later? What about 1 year later? After 1 year, the car is just his car. It is the normal thing he uses to drive to work. The new car smell is gone. The excitement is gone. He has adapted. The amazing, special, exciting thing has become normal. It is just part of his everyday life. And now, he has new worries. He worries about getting a scratch on his expensive car. His insurance payment is very, very high, which causes him stress. He has to buy special, expensive tires. His happiness level, after that first big wow moment, has floated right back down to exactly where it was before he bought the car. This idea has a famous name. Scientists call it the hedonic treadmill. Hedonic means related to pleasure. A treadmill is that exercise machine in the gym. You run, and you run, and you run, but you stay in the exact same place. You never move forward. The hedonic treadmill is the same idea, but for happiness. It works like this. You are at your normal baseline level of happiness. You think, if I just get that thing, a new phone, a new car, a new house, I will be happy. So you run, and you work, and you strive, and you get the thing, and you feel a boost of happiness. You feel great. You think, I made it. But then, very quickly, you adapt to that new thing. It becomes normal, and your happiness level goes right back down to where you started. So, what do? You look for the next thing. Okay, the car is normal now, but if I get a bigger house, then I will be truly happy. So you run, and you work, and you save, and you get the bigger house, and you feel a boost of happiness. Wow, this house is amazing. But after a year, it's just your house. It's normal. It needs cleaning. The roof is leaking. Your happiness goes back down to the baseline, and you look for the next thing. A swimming pool? A vacation home? Do you see? It is a treadmill. You are running and running, chasing the next purchase, thinking that will be the thing that finally gives you permanent, lasting happiness. But it never does. You just get used to it, and the chase starts all over again. This process of adaptation, this hedonic treadmill, is the single biggest reason why having a lot of money and buying a lot of things after your basic needs are met does not create a lot of happiness. The thrill, the excitement, just does not last. So, if adaptation means we get used to things, why do we still want them so much? Why do we still feel that pull, that desire, that envy when we see someone with more? This brings us to the second big reason why money doesn't equal happiness. The reason is social comparison. Comparison is the act of measuring yourself against someone else, and social means it is about people, about society. We are constantly, often without even knowing it, comparing our lives, our possessions, and our success to the lives of other people. Let's go back to Mark. He is in his expensive car. He is used to it now. It is normal. He is mostly content or satisfied. But then, one day, he is at a red light, and a new car pulls up next to him. It is a different car. It is a newer model, a faster, more expensive, bright red sports car. The driver, let's call him Leo, looks young and successful. Leo's car makes a loud, powerful engine sound. Vroom, vroom. Mark looks at his own car, his car that he dreamed about, his car that he worked so hard for. And suddenly, in that moment of comparison, his car feels old. It feels slow. It feels boring. It feels not good enough. In that second, Mark's happiness drops. He feels a sharp sting of jealousy. Jealousy is that awful sick feeling you get when you want what someone else has. 5 minutes ago, Mark was perfectly fine, driving his nice car. But now, because of social comparison, he feels poor. He feels unsuccessful. He feels unhappy. And he starts to think, maybe I need a new car. Maybe I should get a red one. The treadmill starts all over again. This trap of social comparison is ancient. Humans have always done this. But in our modern world, this trap has become 1,000 times more powerful, 1,000 times more dangerous. And the reason is one word: social media. Think about your day. You have a quiet moment. You open your phone. You open Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. What do you see? You see a person you went to school with. Let's call her Sophie. Sophie has posted a picture of herself in Paris, France. She is sitting at a little outdoor cafe. The Eiffel Tower is in the background. She is holding a perfect-looking croissant. She has a beautiful smile. Her caption says, "Blessed, living my best life in Paris." You look at that picture. You are sitting on your sofa, in your normal clothes. Your kitchen is a little messy. You have to go to work tomorrow. You are not in Paris. And how do you feel? You feel a little bad. You feel, wow, her life is amazing. My life is so boring. My life is not good enough. You are comparing your real life to her perfect picture. But here is the truth. Here is what Sophie did not post. She did not post the picture of her 6-hour flight delay at the airport. She did not post about the argument she had with her boyfriend that morning. She did not post that her hotel room was tiny and the shower was broken. She did not tell you that she is in debt from this expensive trip. She took 50 photos of that croissant until she got one perfect picture. And that is the only picture she showed to the world. This is the great danger of social media. We are comparing our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel. A highlight reel is a short video showing only the best and most exciting parts of a sports game or a person's life. Your behind the scenes is your whole life. The good, the bad, the boring, the messy, the sad, the normal. But you are comparing your normal, real life to a fake, perfect, carefully edited advertisement for someone else's life. It is not a fair comparison. It is an impossible comparison. And it is a recipe for unhappiness. It will always make you feel like you are losing. It will always make you feel like you need more to keep up. This social comparison is the enemy of happiness. It is, as someone once said, the thief of joy. It steals your joy. It takes your perfectly good, comfortable, wonderful life and makes it feel small and bad, just because someone appears to have something better. If you can learn to notice this, to catch yourself when you are comparing, you can protect your happiness. You can learn to say, that is their highlight reel. It is not real. My real life is good. I am grateful for my life. Gratitude is the antidote, the medicine, for comparison. So, this all sounds a bit negative, doesn't it? We have a big problem. We know that money for security is great. But after that, buying things does not work. We just adapt to them, the hedonic treadmill, and we just compare them to what other people have, social comparison, which makes us unhappy. It sounds like we are stuck. It sounds like after you reach that comfortable point, you just cannot get any happier. But this is not true. This is the most exciting part of the research. The scientists who discovered these problems also discovered the solutions. The secret is not that more money cannot make you happy. The secret is that you have to be very, very smart about how you use it. Most people are using their money in the wrong way. They are using it to buy things. The research shows this is the least effective way to buy happiness. The real secret is to change what you buy. There are 3 magical categories of spending that do increase your long-term, lasting happiness. And the first one, the most important one, is this. Spend money on experiences, not things. What is the difference? A thing is a possession. It is a physical object. You can hold it. A car, a sofa, a watch, a new phone, a new shirt. An experience is something you do. It is an event. It is a memory that you create. Buying an expensive new television is buying a thing. Buying a ticket to go to a concert with your best friend is buying an experience. Buying new expensive furniture for your living room is buying a thing. Paying for a class to learn how to cook Thai food is buying an experience. Buying a designer handbag is buying a thing. Buying an airplane ticket to visit your parents or to explore a new city is buying an experience. Why are experiences so much better than things at making us happy? The research shows there are several powerful reasons. First, Experiences do not fade in the same way. Remember adaptation? We get used to the thing. The new car becomes a normal car. The new sofa just becomes the sofa. The pleasure fades. But an experience? An experience lives in our memory. And our memories do something magical. They often get better over time. This is called rosy retrospection. Rosy means pink and positive. Retrospection means looking back. Maybe the vacation was not perfect. Maybe it rained for 2 days. Maybe you got lost. But 5 years later, when you tell the story, you don't remember the rain. You remember that one beautiful sunset. You remember the time you and your sister laughed so hard you cried. You remember the taste of that amazing, strange new food you tried. The bad parts fade, and the good parts shine brighter. The experience becomes a beautiful story, a happy memory that you can relive in your mind for free, forever. You cannot do that with a sofa. Second, and this is so important, experiences often connect us to other people. Humans are social animals. We are wired, we are built to need connection with others. Our relationships with family, friends, and our community are perhaps the single greatest source of happiness in our lives, far more than money. Think about it. When you buy a new phone, that is often a solo activity. You use it by yourself. But what about an experience? You go to that cooking class, and you meet new people. You go to that concert, and you are with 20,000 other people, all sharing the same music, the same energy. You take that trip, and you go with your family or your partner. You create shared memories. These shared experiences are the glue that holds relationships together. Telling stories about that time we bonds you to people. A thing usually does not. Third, experiences become part of who you are. They become part of your identity. Your identity is your understanding of yourself, your life story. If I ask you, tell me about yourself, you will not say, well, I own a 2021 Toyota, a blue sofa, and a 50-inch television. That is boring. That does not describe you. But you will say, I am a person who loves to travel. I once went backpacking in South America. I am a musician. I play the guitar. I am a food lover. I took a class, and I can make amazing pasta. Do you see? The experiences are you. The things are just things. They are separate from you. Because experiences become part of our life story, our identity, they give us a much deeper, much more lasting sense of fulfillment and happiness. And there is one more, small reason: anticipation. Anticipation is the feeling of excitement you have before an event. The research shows that the planning and waiting for an experience, like a vacation, is a big source of happiness. From the day you buy the ticket, you have weeks or months of looking forward to it. You look at pictures. You plan what you will do. This anticipation happiness is free. You do not get that from buying a new phone. You buy it, you have it 5 minutes later. The anticipation is gone. So, this is a huge, life-changing secret. If you have some extra money, money that is not for your basic needs, do not ask yourself, what can I buy with this? Ask yourself, what can I do with this? What memory can I create? Who can I share this with? Think about spending money on a weekend trip to a town nearby. Think about taking your mother to a special dinner. Think about buying a ticket to a play, a museum, or a sports game. These memories will be paying you happiness dividends for years and years. long after the excitement of a new thing has completely disappeared. Now, there is a second, very clever way to use your money to buy happiness. This is one that people almost never think about. We just talked about buying experiences. Now, let's talk about buying time. What? Buy time? How can you buy time? Time is free. You cannot go to the store and buy 2 more hours of Tuesday. But in a way, you can. Think about your average week. What are the parts of your week that you hate? What are the tasks, the chores, the responsibilities that make you feel stressed, tired, bored, and annoyed? Maybe you hate cleaning your apartment. It takes all of Saturday morning. You are tired from your long week of work. The weather is beautiful outside, and you are inside with a vacuum and a toilet brush. You feel angry and frustrated, or maybe you hate your commute. Your commute is your travel to and from work. Maybe you sit in terrible traffic for 1 hour, stressed and angry, every morning and every evening. Maybe you hate cooking dinner every single night. You get home, you are exhausted, and you still have to chop vegetables, cook, and then wash a mountain of dishes. It feels like a second job. Or maybe you hate doing laundry, or going to the crowded, stressful supermarket. These are the things that steal your time. They steal your energy. They steal your happiness. Now, imagine you have a little bit of extra money. You could use that money to buy another thing you don't need. Or, you could use that money to buy back your stolen time. Let's imagine a new person. Let's call her Chloe. Chloe is a busy graphic designer. She works from home, but she is always busy. She is juggling her work for her clients, and she is also trying to keep her house clean, cook her meals, and have some kind of social life. She is always stressed. The part of her life she hates the most is laundry and grocery shopping. The laundry is a huge pile that never seems to get smaller, and the grocery store is so crowded after work. Chloe decides to try something new. She finds a grocery delivery service. For a small fee, maybe $10, she can order all her food on her computer, and a person will bring it to her front door. That $10 just bought back 2 hours of her life. 2 hours of stressful, annoying time. What can she do with those 2 new, free hours? She can take a long bath. She can read a book. She can go for a walk in the park. She can call a friend. She also decides to use a laundry service. Once every 2 weeks, she pays a company to pick up her dirty clothes, and they bring them back, clean and perfectly folded. It costs some money. But what does she get in return? She gets her whole Saturday morning back. How does this make Chloe feel? It makes her feel amazing. It makes her feel calm. It makes her feel in control of her life. She used her money not to add a new thing, but to remove a bad feeling. She bought peace. She bought time. This is a revolutionary, a life-changing idea. Using your money to delegate tasks, to pay someone else to do the things you hate, is one of the most effective ways to reduce stress and increase your daily happiness. Maybe you can afford to hire a cleaning service to clean your apartment just once a month. The feeling of coming home from work to a sparkling clean house that you did not have to clean? That is pure happiness. Maybe you can afford to pay for a meal kit service, where they send you all the ingredients, pre-chopped, so cooking takes 15 minutes instead of an hour. That is buying back your evenings. We often feel guilty about this. We think, oh, I should do it myself. It's lazy to pay someone to clean. But the research says this is wrong. It is not lazy. It is strategic. You are trading your money, which you can always earn more of, for your time, which is your most valuable non-renewable asset. You can never get more time. So, using money to buy more and better time, time to spend with your family, time to work on your hobby, time to just rest, is one of the smartest investments you can make in your own well-being. So, ask yourself, what is a task in my life that I truly hate? What is a source of time stress for me? And is there a way, even a small way, I could pay a small amount of money to make that problem go away? This is a powerful, powerful way to use money to buy happiness. We now have two brilliant strategies. Spend money on experiences to create happy memories, and spend money to buy time to remove stress. There is one final, one-third secret, and this one might be the most beautiful, the most powerful, and the most surprising of all. It is the opposite of what most of us think. The third secret is spend money on other people. This sounds crazy, doesn't it? How can giving my money away make me happy? We work so hard for our money. We want to spend it on ourselves, on our own problems, on our own desires. Giving it to someone else feels like a loss. But the scientific evidence, from studies all over the world, from rich countries and poor countries, is absolutely clear. People who spend money on others, which scientists call pro-social spending, are consistently, significantly, and lastingly happier than people who spend money only on themselves. Researchers have done a very famous experiment. It is very simple. They go onto a university campus or into a town square, and they find people. They give each person an envelope. In the envelope, there is some money. It's not a lot, maybe $20. They divide the people into two groups. To group one, they say, "Here is $20. You must spend this money by 5 p.m. today. You must spend it on yourself. Buy yourself a coffee. Buy yourself a book, a t-shirt. Buy yourself a gift." To group two, they say, "Here is $20. You must spend this money by 5 p.m. today. You must spend it on someone else. Buy a coffee for a friend or for the stranger in line behind you. Buy a small gift for your mother. Donate this $20 to a charity you care about." At 5 p.m., the researchers call all the participants, and they ask them one simple question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy do you feel right now? The results are the same every single time they do this experiment. The people in Group 1, the self-spending group, feel fine. They are not unhappy. They had a coffee. They got a new t-shirt. It was a normal day. But the people in Group 2, the pro-social spending group, report feeling much happier. They feel a real boost in their mood. They feel better about their day and better about themselves. Why? Why does giving make us happier than receiving? It does a few magical things for our brains. First, as we said before, it strengthens our social connections. When you buy your friend a coffee, you are not just giving them coffee. You are sending them a message. You are saying, "I care about you. I am thinking about you." They smile. You smile. You have a positive, warm, social interaction. This builds your relationship. It makes you feel connected. And as we know, strong relationships are the foundation of a happy life. Second, it changes our self-perception. It makes us feel good about ourselves. When you do something kind and generous, your brain says, "Wow, I am a good person. I am a kind person. I am a generous person." This feeling of being a good person, of contributing to the world, of having a positive impact, is a very deep and very stable kind of happiness. It is much deeper than the temporary pleasure of a new t-shirt. It builds your self-esteem. Third, it gives us perspective and gratitude. When you donate that $20 to a charity, maybe a charity for homeless people or for animals, you are forced to think about the world outside of your own problems. You think, wow, there are people who have no home. I am so lucky to have a roof over my head. Suddenly, your own problems, like your car being a little old or your phone being a little slow, seem very, very small. This act of giving makes you feel grateful. Grateful is the feeling of being thankful, of appreciating the good things in your life. And gratitude, many psychologists believe, is the single most powerful emotion for creating happiness. You cannot feel grateful and unhappy at the same time. Giving to others is a shortcut to feeling grateful. And you do not have to be Bill Gates. You do not have to be a billionaire giving away hospitals. The research shows the amount of money does not matter as much as the act of giving. It can be $5. It can be $1. It is the decision to use your resources to help someone else that triggers the happiness in your brain. So, it can be as simple as buying lunch for a friend who is having a bad day. It can be a small, monthly donation to a cause you believe in. It can be buying a bouquet of flowers for your partner just because. This is the wonderful paradox, the beautiful secret. The fastest way to make yourself feel good is to do something good for someone else. It turns your money, which is just cold paper or numbers on a screen, into a warm tool for kindness and connection. So, let's take a deep breath. We have been on a very long, very deep journey, practicing our English and thinking about this huge question. What is the real truth about money and happiness? The truth is not a simple yes or no. The truth is beautiful and complex. Let's review. Let's summarize what we have learned. Truth number 1. Yes, money buys happiness, but only up to a point. This is the basic needs truth. Money that takes you from a life of poverty, stress, and fear to a life of security, safety, and stability is the most important, most life-changing money you will ever earn. It is a powerful source of happiness because it removes unhappiness and stress. Truth number 2. After you have enough to be comfortable and secure, more money does not mean more happiness. This is the happiness plateau. Buying more and more things, bigger houses, faster cars, more expensive clothes, is a trap. It does not work. Truth number 3. This trap has 2 main parts. First, adaptation, the hedonic treadmill. We get used to our new things, they become normal, and our happiness returns to its baseline. Second, social comparison. We compare our lives to others, especially on social media, and this thief of joy makes us feel jealous, unsuccessful, and unhappy with what we have. But the story does not end there. There is a way to be smarter. Truth number 4. The smart way to use your extra money is to buy experiences, not things. Spend your money on travel, on concerts, on classes, on dinners with friends. These create happy memories. They build your relationships, and they become a part of your identity. This gives you a much richer, longer-lasting happiness. Truth number 5. A very, very smart way to use your money is to buy time. Use your money to pay for tasks you hate, like cleaning, or a long commute, or boring chores. This buys back your most valuable asset, your time, and removes stress, giving you more peace and freedom to do the things you truly love. And finally, truth number 6. The most beautiful and surprising secret is to buy for others. Spend your money on your friends, your family, or a charity. This pro-social spending builds your social connections, makes you feel good about yourself, and fills you with powerful, healing gratitude. It is one of the most reliable ways to turn money directly into happiness. So, you see, the question is not, can money buy happiness? The real question is, how can you use money to create a happier life? It is not about how much you have. It is about the choices you make with what you have. A person with a comfortable average salary who uses their money intelligently, on a family vacation, a house cleaner once a month, and taking their friends out for dinner, is probably a much, much happier person than a stressed, isolated billionaire who is just buying their third mansion and their fifth sports car. And, of course, we must end by remembering this. The most important, the most powerful, and the most lasting sources of happiness in life are completely, 100% free. What are they? The deep, loving, supportive relationships you have with your family and your friends. This is number one. Always. Having a feeling of purpose in your life. This means having a reason to get out of bed in the morning. It could be your job. It could be your hobby. It could be volunteering. It could be raising your children. It is the feeling that your life matters. Spending time in nature, walking in a park, sitting by a lake, looking at the trees. This is proven to reduce stress and make us feel calm and connected. Moving your body, exercise, walking, dancing. This is nature's medicine for a bad mood. And finally, the one we have talked about so much, gratitude. The simple daily practice of stopping, looking at your life, and saying thank you for the good things you already have. Thank you for my health. Thank you for this cup of coffee. Thank you for my friend who made me laugh. These things are the real core, the real center of a truly happy life. Money is just a tool. It is a tool that can help you build that life. Or it can be a tool that distracts you from it. The choice and the wisdom is yours. Thank you so much for listening to English in Fluency today. This was a very, very long, very deep B1 listening practice session. I am so proud of you for staying with me. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you were able to follow the main ideas, and I hope you learned some new, useful words like security, adaptation, comparison, experiences, pro-social spending, and gratitude. Please, if you did not understand everything, do not worry. That is normal. You can always listen again tomorrow, or listen in sections. Repetition is your best friend in language learning. And now, I have a call to action for you. A call to action is a request. I want you to practice your English writing. I have 2 questions for you today, and I would love for you to answer them in the comments section on our YouTube channel. I read every comment, and I love hearing from you. Here are the questions. What is one experience, big or small, that you would like to save your money for? Tell us what it is and why you want to do it. What is one thing that is totally free that made you feel happy this week? Please write your answers in the comments. It is wonderful practice for you, and it helps us build our English in Fluency community, where we can all learn from each other. If you found this podcast helpful, and if you want more practice like this, please click the subscribe button on our channel. We post new listening practice podcasts regularly to help you on your journey to English fluency. My name is Alex. It was a true pleasure to be with you today. Keep practicing, be kind to yourself, and remember, a happy life is not about what you have. It's about what you do, what you give, and what you are grateful for. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.